So, as the Hunger Games would say it, let the games begin. After an 82 regular season game full of excitement, full of trailers, full of missing stories, full of awards, full of performances of a lifetime that we probably will never see ever again, the playoffs has officially arrived, and now let the games begin. These playoffs can make or break a team, and I'm excited for the NBA playoffs. Heck, I'm cheering for the best team to win. I don't have a personal finals pick, to be honest with you, nor do I have a team that I think will win the finals. But I know this: the 2024-2025 playoffs, I think we're in for an interesting treat. Now, I could talk about what happened last night with the Warriors and the Clippers deciding which team was going to the play-in, and I will get to that. But let's give these NBA players for a round of applause for an exciting season. From Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to Nikola Jokic to some of the NBA greats still playing, such as LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and many others, we know the performances they put up, and many others as well. And it's crazy to even talk about what should have been and what shouldn't be and this and that. But at the end of the day, the NBA is full of talent. 12th man on the bench can be a regular person in a basketball court. Why? Just because they have the talent. And although they might not play much, they still have the necessary tools to be great in other situations. Let's get into this Warriors Clippers. So, I was already scared for the Warriors. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. My prediction, I didn't think the Warriors was going to win. And they proved me right. They didn't win. They lost 134-129. Steph Curry, brilliant. 36 points, 7-12 shooting from three-point line, but 8 turnovers. And that has always been a problem with Steph Curry. 8 turnovers. The turnovers, period. But 8 of them. And I remember in the first quarter, he had, if I'm not mistaken, 3 turnovers in the first quarter. 4 turnovers in the first quarter. So the Clippers game plan, and I think that's going to be a problem if the Warriors make the playoffs, which we will get into a deeper subject later in probably another video most likely. But whenever the Warriors are playing more physical teams like Houston, like the Clippers, like the Celtics somewhat, Steph Curry tends to struggle. May not always be shooting, but taking care of the ball. And I think that's a bigger problem, which I will talk about probably later in another video, that to me, the Warriors need to simplify the offense. But this is not about what the Warriors didn't do. This is what the Clippers have done. James Harden, a resurging year. And to cap it off where he capped it off with, I think he had 35 points, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me if I had the points wrong, but 35 points. Kawhi Leonard, I think Kawhi had 35, James Harden 32. But both guys score over 30, and they were efficient. And then you got the big guy, Zubac, 22, 17 rebounds, just killing the Warriors inside. A problem been for the Dubs all year. Going too small. With your biggest guy being Draymond at what? 6'5", 6'6". Maybe Jimmy's the tallest at 6'7". But they don't have a guy over 6'10" on the court. Post is the closest but he's a rookie, one. He's 7'2", and he has more of a finesse style. He don't have like a physical style. He's more finesse. But the Clippers went into Chase Center, beat the Warriors, swept them for the season series, 4-0, and now they get a week off. And now for the Warriors, you are crossing dangerous enemy territory. You're crossing dangerous enemy territory because now this is not a 7-game series like baseball, like hockey. This is one game. And the Warriors' record in play-ins are 0-3. And they are facing a team that beat them in the play-in before. If y'all remember, in 2021, the Warriors played the Grizzlies to see who would get the last spot. Warriors in the same position they were in, but they wasn't 7th, they were 8th. Because they had to travel to LA to play the 7th-seed Lakers. They lose that game. Memphis was either 9th or 10th. I forgot which one. I think they were 9th, though. Because they were at home, I think, their first play-in game. And not only Memphis went into San Francisco to get the win, but they moved on. And now the Warriors are 0-3 in the play-in. And now you got to play a team that has a lot of play-in experience, or I wouldn't say a lot of play-in experience, but they have a play-in experience just as you, and they have beaten you before. Now I get it. Maybe this Grizzlies team is different. But if you asking me for one game, yes, I'm still taking Steph over Ja. But I would say don't be surprised if Memphis finds a way to come out and win. And the Warriors at home is really not what the Warriors at home is anymore. The Warriors, I don't think people know this, but the Warriors are on a 3-game home losing streak. Starting with the Rockets, where Steph scored 3 points. Then you get the Harrison Barnes buzzer beater 3-pointer shot to lose your second straight home game. And now you lost to the Clippers yesterday. And now with an aging team like the Warriors, who needs rest because you have exhausted so much of your older players' energy, now you're risking the opportunity of further injury. And if people didn't see the game yesterday, late, Jimmy Butler collided knees with Kawhi Leonard, and now we don't know. He's going to be good, but we don't know how healthy Jimmy will be if they win and move on. Instead of a week of rest, you get 4 days. But now, the incompetent coaching of Steve Kerr with his rotations, playing wrong guys, trying to meddling around with so many rotations, look at where it got you. Now you in the play-in with the greatest shooter, probably the greatest defender of this generation, not all time, generation, one of the greatest defenders of the generation, in Draymond, one of the best two-ways in Jimmy, and you, Steve Kerr, have found a way to make them look mediocre. And I get the Warriors had 48 wins, 49 wins this season. But think about it. Before they traded for Jimmy Butler, they were 11. They were out of the play-in and playoff. They were out of the playoffs completely. They weren't even in the play-in. And then the games you lost, yes, I get it. Steph was out for 2 games with the, I want to say, ankle. I don't think it was ankle. No, he was out with the pelvic bruise for them 2 games. So you blow them 2 games. Then you had that 3-game winning stretch that Paz looked good in, but then he shit the bed. Excuse me for my language. He sucked in the 4th game against was it Houston? Probably wasn't Houston, but he turned back to why people think Paz is inconsistent. How about that? So now the Warriors are in danger of potentially not even making the playoffs. And if they don't make the playoffs, trust me and believe me when I'm saying this, and this is a direct message for you, Joe Lacob, you have to fire Steve Kerr. Because think about it. You would have missed the playoffs the last 4 out of 6 years since. And you know the only 2 years y'all made the playoffs? The 2022 championship, where Steph went off. If Steph didn't go off, Steve Kerr would have been gone. Let's just be honest. That's the only reason Steve Kerr still has a job. Because Steph went off in the biggest game of his life. Game 4 in Boston. 43 points, 10 rebounds. You lose that game, you're losing the series. You may not lose it in Golden State, but Boston is coming back home game 6, and they're winning that if Steph doesn't go off for 43 and win that game for them. So Steve Kerr gets a leeway because Steph went off and won Finals MVP and won a championship that nobody thought the Warriors were going to win, if we just really being honest. Heading to that matchup, the Celtics was favored by a big margin. I think Warriors was like plus 4,000 to win that series. And in hindsight, 2020, you could understand why. But that's the difference between great and legendary players compared to good trying to become great. Jason Tatum wasn't there yet. He was almost, but he wasn't there. Steph Curry has been there. So experience beats. Experience beats is what I'm saying. But I'm excited for these 2025 playoffs. I'm excited. And I'm going to make a preview and prediction video when all the matchups are set, so I can have a better idea who I think moves on and what matchups we might get. But we're here, guys. I took a little hiatus. Things got a little busy for me. We're here, y'all. We're back. And I'm gonna do something that I've seen somebody do. Drink it in, man. Because we're back. Drink it in. Because this is about to be a fun and exciting